And we're delighted to say we're joined by one of his future teammates at the Galaxy, and he's Robbie Rogers. Robbie, good evening to you.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning, I should say, of course. Time change. Silly me. Nice to speak to you, my friend. Good to speak to you regarding Steven Gerrard and your club, LA Galaxy. I have to ask you right away, are you surprised, Robbie, that somebody of Steven Gerrard's stature has chosen the MLS and has chosen Galaxy?
No, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I actually just learned about it today. I read in the past few days about the rumors, but I think he's at a point in his career where he wants to try something new. Of course, I don't want to speak for him, but the Galaxy is the biggest club in the United States, and I think like David or like Robbie Keane, I think those guys wanted to experience something totally different. So we're excited to have him.
Absolutely. And how does he compare with previous marquee signings? Obviously, I'm thinking Beckham, and more recently Robbie Keane, who you mentioned.
Yeah. I mean, both guys that did so well for the club and have won championships. I think it's a great move for the Galaxy just because, we won the championship last year, and I think sometimes it's difficult to repeat yourself, the following years. So to bring in a guy with that kind of experience and who's been so successful, I think it's a great move. But I don't know, it's tough to compare him to those guys. I think, he's a different player. They're all so different. So I'm just excited to see how he fits in.
What does await him out there then, Robbie? Because obviously it's not like the Premier League here in England. It's must win. It's must win out there, but not to the same extent. Would you agree?
Sorry, can you repeat your question? I couldn't quite hear you.
Obviously it's must win in the MLS, but it's not the same as the Premier League. So what can he expect?
It's such a different league. The weather, there's so many different things. The travel is different, the weather's different, the style of play is much different. You have players, I don't know, he's just going to have to come and really, I think it's every player that I play with that's come from overseas. Just takes a little time to get used to. Obviously, you're not playing with the same kind of caliber of players, and the English Premier League is the best league in the world. So it's just a very different league and hard to compare.
Absolutely. But this is the thing that intrigues fans here. I mean, LA Galaxy, let's say we're playing in the Premier League in England. Where would they be right now? What position in the league would they be?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. And I've kind of listened to David Beckham answer that question, and Landon and Robbie, you guys have been in the Prem and played it for a while. And they've said that we can compete with probably the bottom to middle teams, but to be honest, I have no clue. It's so difficult to answer that.
Okay, tell me about reaction then. The fans are ready for Gerrard, and presumably they would want more big-name signings after him.
Yeah, the fans here are spoiled. AEG and the Galaxy have done so well to bring in, top players and guys with big names that have had so much success, and obviously Steven Gerrard is a guy like that. So I know they'll be excited for when he comes, and I'm sure the guys on the team, we're in our off-season right now, so I haven't spoken to many of the guys, but just to have a guy like that in the locker room and a presence like that, it's going to help the club. So I'm sure the fans are ecstatic.
Terrific. Robbie, we're looking forward to seeing that reaction. Thanks very much indeed for joining us again.
Yeah, no worries.